All right, y'all. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to your favorite WMMA podcast. Hashtag CB99 Talks. It's episode 176. Of course, I'm Combo Breaker 99. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Got a few of y'all already in here. What's going on, Josh and Axel? How y'all doing? I'm back again, man. Back with a quick one here at 7:30. Close to being on the dot. But yeah, man, this one here is kind of a continuation of yesterday because I was gonna talk about some straw weights, where the division is going yesterday, but kind of ran out of some time. Usually I'll be on there longer, of course, but um, when I got to call in that Dana White Contender Series fight, I just had to, had to get off and go catch up and do some stuff. So yeah, I'm back, man. This way it gives me another crack at this, to maybe give y'all a little bit longer to discuss the future of the strawweight division. But yeah, man, what's up, y'all? Yeah, we got some fights coming up this weekend. Of course, we got some strawweight fights, and just looking at the strawweight fights that are coming up, and the strawweight fight on the Contender Series, and the fights we got down the line, over the next few months, and the title, the title eliminator coming up, and no title fight yet. I just kind of wonder, like, what's up with the division right now? What's going on? What are we gonna, what are we gonna see as far as big changes? And like I said yesterday, I still don't think that strawweight is anywhere in bad shape like bantamweight was. Bantamweight is getting better, but I still think strawweight is still pretty interesting for the most part, right? Like strawweight still has some promise. Of course, the rankings, a lot of these fighters have already fought. We've already seen some of them reach, some of them already reached their ceiling before. Some of them had already reached their ceiling. So, you know, um, I know when you have fighters like that, it kind of makes people feel like, oh man, like, what's next? What's next? So, yeah. Hey, what's going on, Paul? Shoot, hey, I ain't got no room for everybody, man. When I was going through all of these straw weights, I said, shoot, somebody getting left off this thing here. Somebody is not gonna make the cut here. But yeah, I just threw together a bunch of straw weights just to say, these are some of the girls we got to look out for. At the same time, I'm trying to look at who I think is gonna be next to be ranked at least, and who's gonna take over. Like, how many of these fighters are gonna take over? Since 2014, we got a lot of fighters. Um, we had a lot of the same fighters from 2014 for a while, from the tough house, everybody from Carla, Rose, Tisha, Angela Hill, Jessica Panay, all those girls, they've been in this division for a minute now. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, will we ever see like a new crop of a new crop of strawweights like that's just going to take over? And, these new girls that we're going to say, oh, wow, this girl right here is the next, challenger. This girl right here is the next threat. It's just so hard to say, man, because I haven't really seen too many um, that could make my threat list like flyweight. Flyweight, shoot, when fighters are coming through flyweight, man, I was like, yo, this girl right here is gonna get a title shot. And I know a lot of people when they saw Grasso, there was a few people, people said Grasso was going to get it, so they were right about that. So even when Alexa Grasso moved up to 125, there were people saying, yeah, she's going to get that shot and become champion, and it came through, right? But I'm still wondering, man. I'm still wondering about strawweight here. We got girls moving down. We got some seasoned girls, but some of them are still coming up short. So I'm just wondering, man, like, it's just one of those questions. So I'm going to just kind of run through the division here, man. Like, the fight's coming up this weekend. I'm going to look at the top 15 again, like who's hanging around, just kind of look at the progress of the division. And then look at some unranked fighters, some unranked fighters here at the bottom, and, just some of the ones that got fights scheduled. But yeah, let's look at since we're talking about strawweights and new fighters getting signed here, let's look at, let me give you my post-fight thoughts on the fight yesterday, though. Let's go back to that fight. I had that lined up here. Let's talk about Dana White's Contender Series, the last female fight of this season. We had Julieta Martinez and Leslie Hernandez. Julieta Martinez got a split decision over Leslie Hernandez to move her record to 8-0 now. She was undefeated. She was coming in 7-0, undefeated. Leslie Hernandez, man, I mean, in the beginning, she posed a threat. Like I always say, size, it don't matter, right? Size does not matter. So I didn't want to get caught up in that watching the performance and just seeing, the size of this girl is, just look intimidating her. But I think that maybe even Hernandez kind of felt it. Hernandez maybe was feeling like, okay, I'm the bigger, stronger fighter here, which early on she was. I think Leslie Hernandez had a good game plan of using her striking and her right hand. She was landing some good shots early, but Julieta Martinez, man, this girl's tough. She's tiny, but she's tough. And, I noticed that from the jump. I was like, okay, this girl, she might be having some problems here. Like, what is she going to do to change things up here? Because in the beginning, the first round, she was getting kind of touched up. She was getting her head snapped back, but eventually she kept pressing the action. Martinez kept pressing that cage wrestling on Hernandez, and Hernandez couldn't take it. Like, her takedown defense was good. She would bounce up. She was able to push Martinez off, but Martinez kept coming forward, and that's where she was able to test Hernandez's gas tank. So after that shaky first round of getting rocked, not really rocked, but just getting hit a few times, she comes out the second round pressing that same action, pressing the game plan, trying to, cage wrestle and push until she could get some takedowns. And she turned this round, all the way around. I was like, okay, this girl right here, she's got some dog in her. And had Martinez maybe had a little bit more size to her, I think she probably could have got a finish over Hernandez. Yeah, Martinez, I don't know if y'all agree with me on that, but yeah, had Martinez been a little bit bigger, she might have been able to finish Hernandez. She might have been able to succeed with her grappling. And I think that's what Dana White, he was looking at too, because it kind of helped make his choice on, whether to sign her or not. She landed some effective shots. I know she landed a good head kick in the second round, that flying knee that caught Hernandez. And like I said, with her being smaller, those shots didn't really do a lot of damage, but had she been a little bit bigger, maybe. And then the takedown, the submission attempts, constantly getting Hernandez's back. She was able to tie it up in the second round. Then going into the third, she just again exposed Hernandez's cardio by pressing forward, being that more active fighter, and putting a lot of different offensive weapons on Hernandez to the point, she didn't really know what was coming. So yeah, Martinez clearly won the fight. I know they had a split decision. To me, I thought Martinez clearly won the second and third round. I thought she did a good job of using grappling and just staying busier and landing the more effective shots. So yeah, Martinez wins, but unfortunately, she doesn't get a contract. And I can't really say unfortunately, because there's a plus to that. I'm one of the ones that's always saying, hey, based off of a performance here or based off of a performance in LFA, fighters that are still a little green, me, I'm gonna call it out and say, hey, this person don't need to be there. So I was kind of surprised, Dana White, he said, no contract here because, they didn't want this girl to get hurt. They were actually looking out for it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it seems like they're quick to grab a 1-0 or a 4-0 girl off of one knockout win. They want to go ahead and put that person in there, but maybe they've been having a change of heart. Maybe they've been seeing that some of these premature signings have been costing them, So I'm glad that they actually, taking it into consideration and looked at it and say, okay, this girl is 20 years old. She's small. She's only 5'1", and they were looking at that, Dana, I guess he's looking at, because that's what I was looking at. I was looking at in the first round. I was like, man, Martinez is small, but still she was able to win the fight. But imagine her getting signed to the UFC, fighting bigger, better strawweights. Imagine her fighting like just down the line, somebody like Amanda Lemos or Mackenzie Dern or Amanda Ebos, them big straw, Fatima Kline. those are some big strawweights. So it wasn't really like a bad thing for her not to get signed. She just turned 20, and with her just turning 20 and still being green and still being this small, there's no need to put her in there. Like Dana White said, they're going to make sure that, she can still work at get the work in at the PI and do her thing, and grow as a fighter. No need to try to put her in there and get her hurt at this age. So that's my logical thing. So I'm really surprised that they thought that, man, because there's a lot of girls I wouldn't have signed before. There's a lot of girls I've seen them sign that I would have said, no, it ain't time for them to be signed. Like Tabitha Ricci was one of them. I'm just saying, like, Tabitha Ricci to me was one of those fighters, man. Like, how old is Tabitha Ricci now? Whenever she got signed, I know they were looking at the fact that she has a black belt. And when she got signed, let me see. Tabitha Ricci got signed back in when she fought Manon as a short notice. She got signed back in 2021. That was 3 years ago, right? Tabitha Ricci is 29. So yeah, she was 26. All right, 25, 26. But still, I thought like somebody Tabitha Ricci was still a little young, and she was considered undersized to me. So I thought somebody like her needed, to kind of sharpen her, her game up and just get better as an all-around fighter. But yeah, this girl here, Martinez, just being 20 years old, no need to rush it. She's still got a long ways to go. Fighters like Aaron, they're special, but you even see that, like Aaron, she's gotten so far, but now that she's at the top, Aaron Blanchfield, she still needs work to do. I mean, she's got a big test coming up again, next month. So, Aaron's got her work cut out for her. She's young, but somebody like this that you just see is young and undersized. Okay, so she beat this girl that's bigger, but how's it going to be when she fights like a strawweight? Again, like I said, just maybe one of the big unranked strawweights. Newts and Josephine Newts and strong. Ketlin Souza, them power girls like that. So nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm glad that they didn't sign her off that win, because it was a good spirited win. Maybe if it was just like on an Invicta level, but to me, it wasn't like, oh yeah, get this girl in the UFC. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything like that. Like, had she knocked the girl out in one round, maybe they'd be talking different. But they gave Dana White and everybody watching 3 rounds to kind of make their decision. And sometimes it just works out like that, man. So I was like, okay, cool with that. But yeah, side note, it did make Dana White say, now we're looking for, now we might be, looking to put together an atomweight division. Because, he was talking about, we got talent. Okay, we got the talent from Brazil and stuff like that, these smaller fighters, but we also got fighters from Asia, which he finally acknowledged, and said we might have to, start considering putting that division together, So, yeah, about time, right? We've been talking about this over here for a minute. So it's like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I mean, there's a lot of girls you got undersized now. Like when Carla was still there, Carla, maybe Tisha at the time, maybe she could have made 105. Loma Labutni is still an undersized fighter. This girl, Melissa Martinez, coming up this weekend. She's a little undersized to me. She's a little undersized for the division. So I don't know, man. Like y'all got to, they got to work fast on this. So, and with Martinez, she might eventually grow into 115. But as of right now, I think that, yeah, she's a fighter that if they do 105, that would be perfect. And I mean, with Invicta having a 105 division, yeah, like Japan, all these small fighters, why not? Right. But yeah, let me see what y'all have to say about that. Yeah, Paul said, yeah, she's cool, but honestly, I don't know who she would beat right now. Yeah, even some of the unranked straw. Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they had given her the contract, hey, what's up, Marcus? 6. Yeah, if she got the contract now, I don't really see her like being able to handle like the power of the better strikers. You know what I mean? Like, even like I said, Josephine Newton, the much better striker, Pelostri, all of them girls are tough. Even like some of the better, grapplers, flexible girls on the ground, Sam Hughes, more well-rounded. Those fighters would give her, I think they would give her all kinds of trouble, Yeah, girls like Tisha, Loma, they could drop down and dominate for sure. They could drop down and dominate, man. Yeah, actually, yeah, Dana should open that division. He should open that atomweight division. Like, he could pull in like a lot of girls, man. He could pull in a lot of girls from, Japan and so on. So uh, he needs to consider that. Yeah, Tisha, Loma, they could drop down and dominate. Tisha take off a little bit of that muscle. Loma, I'm sure Loma, that's what Loma's holding out for, right? Loma kind of been low key. So she probably kind of holding out for that right now, right? But we'll see, man. But yeah, 115 pounds, it is, like a division that has seen better days. But I think that right now, I think that based off of the fighters they are signing and the fighters they're not signing, and like I said yesterday, the fighters like they're considered, they're considering, but then they say no, or then the fighters that they've been cutting, like sadly, they cut the young fighter Corey McKenna. Seems like they're trying to focus now and say, all right, we got to get some more talent in here that's going to be ready to go. Some real promising fighters. So when one exits, a couple good ones will come in that they feel are ready. Corey McKenna, she's gone. It's Martinez. She didn't get signed, but I think with the newcomers like, Fatima Kline, we got some good fighters. Mizuki Inoue, I believe she's still signed. I haven't really heard much about her, but over the past, when was the last time she fought? Did she fight once this year? Yeah, I haven't seen anything said about her. There's fighters like her. There's just so many things going on right now with strawweight. Like this weekend, what do we got this weekend? Hold on, I'll put these pictures up. Some fights that are coming this weekend, I know really don't say a lot. Like Jessica Panay, Elise Reed, this is coming up this weekend. Well, it says more for Elise Reed, right? She needs this fight. I think, Elise Reed is in a much more of a must-win position, right? Since she's been signed, she's had some hard losses. She's been signed now since she was another fighter that came in the flyweight and, just got her contract that way like 3 years ago against Sarge. She's racked up a couple of wins, a few losses. So her getting the win over a veteran, even though it is an older veteran, it's a fight that would answer some questions about her. Whereas, Panay, I think, it's not really about Jessica Panay getting ranked anymore and trying to shoot for a title shot. I think it's just her trying to wrap her career up with maybe a few more wins, because what Panay is on a 2-fight losing streak and she hasn't really been that active. So who knows how long Panay's gonna stick around, right? But she's 41. Ain't she the oldest fighter in the strawweight division? Oldest fighter in the UFC now, women's in WMMA, next to Holly, I believe, right? Yeah, her and Holly are like 41, right? So, yeah, them being the oldest, it's like, what else? Is she out here to prove, right? So for Elise Reed to get the victory would mean more, for her at this point to beat a veteran. Who was the other fighter on this card? You had Alice Ardeline. They had signed her to fight Shauna Bannon, and Ardeline was supposed to fight someone else at this point, I believe, up until a couple weeks ago. Then they put Melissa Martinez in. Let me see. Alice Ardeline was supposed to fight Rayanne Amanda, yeah. So Melissa Martinez, she was undefeated till she lost to Elise Reed. So Melissa Martinez, another kind of small strawweight. She's kind of small too. So she might be one that might be trying to hold out for but she's 5'2", just kind of thin. So she might be one to try to hold out for atom weight as well. But she's one, we still got to see some things answered about her. I know she's a good boxer, but how can she handle her ground game against and pressure against somebody like this girl Alice? So yeah, these fights right here aren't really like big targets. Neither one of these fights are really going to answer any questions for us, like, oh, this person about to get ranked and so on. But of course, it means more to them, the fighters, right? So I still want to see a good fight, But moving to some other good ones we got coming up. Hold on. I know we got something here. Hold on. We got some good fights here. Because strawweight, still has been delivering. Like I said, let me see. We got all right, okay. Yeah, we got this fight coming up. I haven't really talked about this fight too much, right? We got Leona Pinheiro and Jillian Robertson coming up November 9th, right? We got this fight coming up November 9th. Oh, wow, look. As soon as I mentioned it, BJ comes in the building. BJ knew I was about to click on this. That was perfect timing. I didn't even know he was coming in. He came in right on this fight. Because I know earlier he said, "What about Jillian Robertson?" Well, let's talk about this, man. That's perfect timing, man. I didn't even get a chance to message him or nothing, tell him about. He came right in at the perfect time. Good. That's what I'm talking about. So I got to give G Rob some shine now. So I know I was bringing up fighters that are gonna shine or who can shine and who's gonna get ranked. Well, I have to say, Jillian Robertson, she might be part of that school. You know, she might be part of that school that's gonna be in this top 10 of strawweights. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I think that she is kind of what we've been looking for as far as fighters that we see. I'm gonna say, look, in this big picture right here. That's why I put her in there, BJ. I mentioned her in this stream. Jillian Robertson, I think, is, one of those fighters that is possibly going to be in this next crop of top 10 as the fighters start to retire or some of the other fighters start to fall, like Marina, or if Ebos moves up to 125 full time, or when Andrade leaves, I think she will kind of fall amongst that crowd because, Jillian Robertson, she's got a lot of experience. And if she don't, I'm going to be mad. Look, if she don't take what she's learned over this past few years signed in the UFC and take it in this perfect division that she's in right now and make the best of it, I'm gonna be a little upset because look, number one, Jillian Robertson got more experience than a lot of these signed strawweights they got, right? She got more experience than a lot of these signed strawweights they got. More fights, right? That was some BJ you always mentioned. She got a lot of fights, but at the time when she was at flyweight, she wasn't ranked, right? So I was like, it didn't really stand for much. But now she putting together a little win streak here. She putting together a little win streak. She came in, she finished Pierre Rodriguez. She finished Poliana Viana. Who else did she beat? She beat Michelle Waterson. She lost to Ricci, but this is a good record. Like 3-1 and 115. Like this ain't no win-loss pattern here. Like she's putting together some good wins against some good fighters here, some dangerous fighters like Viana, Rodriguez, these young girls, and giving Tabitha Ricci a bloody mouth and everything in that fight. So that showed me her hands has gotten better too. So experience, and now she's found a home where she's one of the stronger, bigger fighters here, or she just fits the division. Like it's not like Jillian Robertson's being a weight bully or nothing. Like it's not like she's huge at 115. She fits in perfectly. Like her physique is kind of like Joanna's to me. Her physique is kind of like Joanna or Rose. She's long and lean at 115. So I think she fits perfectly here. So she's in the perfect. She's here at the perfect time. She's in perfect shape, and she's in here at the perfect time to capitalize. Again, a lot of these older fighters are leaving. She's matched up against Pinheiro. I know Pinheiro is on a little losing streak right now to Ebos and Angela Hill, but this is another good name to build off of. It's a high ranked fighter to build off of. Let me see here. The rankings, you got Pinheiro at 13, right? I mean, that's one above Jillian Robertson right now, but still, if she could beat her, that puts her closer to top 10. So yeah, I definitely think well, not Tabitha Ricci, but Jillian Robertson will be ranked top 10 here pretty soon, so yeah, she's definitely one of the fighters you have to look at and say, okay, like if she can go in here and school this young cat she's fighting. She's got the skills and the experience, and again the strength and size because she's dealt with flyweights. She should be able to do something here. I think her striking is better than I think Pinheiro is heavy-handed. Luana Pinheiro has heavy punches and heavy kicks, but she's a little uncoordinated. She is a little uncoordinated, and that's where Angela Hill and Amanda Ebas were able to just, just kind of pick whatever they wanted. They were able to pick their poison on her. I mean, Angela Hill was taking her down. Angela Hill got a submission on her. So what does that make you think somebody like Jillian Robertson is going to do? If Angela Hill can submit Luana Pinheiro, Jillian Robertson should be able to do it in 30 seconds. If Jillian Robertson doesn't submit Luana Pinheiro in their upcoming fight November 9th, I'm going to be disappointed again. I'm going to be disappointed. So I think she can do it, but yeah, with her skill set and her striking getting better, which I think, I think her striking is a little bit better than Pinheiro's. Yeah, I would say it's better. I'd say it's better. She's got to be on her way here. So I think that's definitely a good thing. November 9th, this is a fight to look out for. This is definitely a fight to look out for. Let's go answer some more questions. Like I always say, I want some questions answered here. And I think out of these two, Jillian Robertson, she looks the more promising. Flyweight was kind of a learning experience, but it gave her what she needed to say, this is what I'm good at and this is what I'm bad at. Right. Luana Pinheiro, on the other hand, she was a young up and coming fighter that they kind of pushed fast up there. She's another one, like I said, they kind of pushed fast. I mean, she's ranked this high and hasn't really done much. I mean, some controversial decision wins, with Sam Hughes and Michelle Waterson herself. At least Jillian Robertson beat Michelle Waterson a little bit more convincingly, right? To me. But Luana Pinheiro, where she stands right now, she could be on that chopping block. They just cut Corey McKenna. They just cut Corey McKenna. And if she loses 3 times in a row, I think to some ranked fighters like this, she could be on that chopping block to get cut. Or she should definitely be fighting down from here. I mean, what do y'all think? Yeah, Luana gets her gassing in round 2. That's a problem. I don't see Jillian Robertson gas. Yeah, Jillian was big in that Waterson fight. She was. Yeah, and Jillian Robertson being assertive with her high kicks. Yeah, that's important. Like, I think with Jillian Robertson being the one that's dangerous on the ground, she needs to take advantage of throwing kicks, because if she throws body kicks, who's going to try to take Jillian down a strawweight? Come on. If you take Jillian down and you grab that leg, she's going to welcome that. So Jillian should be confident in throwing high kicks and body kicks and throwing all kinds of kicks here, because when somebody takes her down, she has the ground to fall back on. So that's good that she's been, working on that. All right. But yeah, I think, Jillian is definitely probably going to be in that top 10. I don't know how high it goes from there, but I will just say top 10 for now. I'm going to be on the safe side. All right. But I think she's going to, she's a good addition. She's definitely a good addition to the division. The same as, fighters like Rose or Grasso moved up to 125 and finding a new win there. I think that her moving down, she's finding a better home for her, for her body type and, her skill set. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got this fight. This is another fight here. We got, I know Karolina Kowalkiewicz, of course, we know she's seen better days, but she's taking on Denise Gomes. Same card. That's a good night, November 9th. Maybe you should be calling this card, BJ. November 9th, we got G-Rob versus Luana Pinheiro, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, and Denise Gomes. It's on the same card. Like I was saying in the other video, man, Denise Gomes, man, she's another one that I think with a little bit of growth and discipline behind how she strikes and maybe some better coaching behind her boxing, I think, she can take that power up a little bit further, and definitely got to work on the ground game too, a good mix of that. Working with somebody, did she work with Andrade, I believe? Yeah. maybe, Andrade can help her work with that, assertiveness, but she needs somebody with a higher IQ when it comes down to getting takedowns and, working on her wrestling. So, her taking on Carolina, this is going to be another question that's going to get answered about her. Like, how much has she learned from the Angela Hill fight? Angela Hill kind of put her in a place where, Angela was backing her up and not making her second guess herself. Like, I know Carolina's a different fighter, but Carolina, she's got a better ground game. She's seasoned. Carolina's chin has been holding up pretty well. I ain't gonna lie, Carolina's chin has been holding up. But if she doesn't come in there with that long striking type of game plan, she could get touched up in this fight. Denise Gomes did good in that Eduardo Mora fight, but she showed a bad IQ at times in there too. Like, I think she could have knocked Eduardo Mora out, but she kept hanging around and trying to, I believe, was she trying to go to the ground in that fight? I can't believe, but we'll see, man. But yeah, Denise Gomes is another one. I think that there's promise behind her. She's a breath of fresh air. She just needs to kind of work on her game a little bit and get her, get her ground game, her boxing, and get all that stuff. Even her cardio and pacing in the fight. Get that rhythm down and try to get all of that put together right. And I think that she'll be a fighter that we need to start looking at. When she gets ranked the top 15, she'll kind of evolve and get higher and higher. So I see an evolution in Denise Gomes on the horizon. But Carolina, this is another one, like, about to be like Jessica Panay, actually. Carolina Kowalkiewicz, how old is she now? 39. Not as old as Panay. I mean, Panay is 41, but Carolina 39 years old too, man. I mean, she's no disrespect. She's an old 39. I mean, she's facing bad damage in fights. I mean, the Andrade fight, come on. She's never the same after that fight. And didn't she get the metal plate in her face too? BJ, didn't Carolina, didn't she get a metal plate in her face after that Yan Zhana fight? Because she fought Yan Zhana and Alexa Grasso back to back, and they were busting her face up, man. I'm being serious. Like, cracked her eye socket. I know that happened. I know the eye socket was cracked. So years of coming off this girl, you know what I mean? Like 39. Yeah, Marcus. Okay. 39 years old. Let's say, yeah, she did have orbital bone surgery. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if she had the plate though, but yeah. Okay. Marcus said she does have the plate because I know the eye socket was cracked or fractured, but yeah. Okay. At 39, man, let's be real. The brain, mental state. This is a fighter. Let's be real. 39. She might be 49 inside, possibly 59, and that's not a joke. I'm just saying, like, the brain ages when you take punches like this. So 39 years old Carolina could really be 59 in the brain, right? I'm just saying. So I'm not really gonna say okay, this Carolina. She looked good in some of the last fights. That kind of resurrected her career to a certain state. But when she started taking hits again, and now she fighting this girl is a big puncher. I don't know, man. Like, I don't see her getting the top 10 or anything like that, or being like this huge threat again. I think she's just going to fight till she ends her career like Panay. I think she can still do a little bit more damage than Panay in some of her fights because she does mix it up a lot. But and she did fight to a high level. She did fight Joanna to a decision. So I think that this could be a building block for Denise Gomes. Denise Gomes definitely, to me, has that potential, man. This is another fight we got scheduled. This one here, man. I mean, I'm just kind of going through a few of these strawweight fights we got lined up that I know off top. You got Yan Zhana taking on Tabitha Ricci next month. This is a quick turnaround for Tabitha Ricci. She just fought in August against Angela Hill, and that was a good fight. They're really pushing Tabitha Ricci, but Tabitha Ricci is putting together. When I look at her little resume now, like Tabitha Ricci's kind of, I don't know, Marcus. Tabitha Ricci is kind of like Danny Garcia to me. They got her fighting all these veterans that are a little older, but she's still finding ways to win. But at the same time, I still see some weaknesses there that, given the right young prime opponent, they'll be able to beat her, if that makes sense. Like, I think she's got youth and strength on her side to beat a lot of these veterans, like, Tisha, okay. Angela Hill, yeah, okay. Panay, she edged out Robertson. That was kind of the test right there. She edged out Robertson. But Jillian Robertson, you could argue, hey, if she had put together a little more in that fight, she could have beat her, right? Had that been a 5-round fight, was always say. But that situation, and then in the next fight, Loopy, that was the question answer right there. Loopy was able to do it. So, not knocking Tabitha Ricci. I just think that it's gonna get harder from here. So hopefully she's putting everything together. And this right here, I think, is that ultimate question, man. Yan Xiaonan. Yan Xiaonan, I know she gets taken down, but Yan is kind of big. Yan is a big strawweight. Yan's a big strawweight, and unlike how we talk about Marina Rodriguez, I think Yan Xiaonan, her takedown defense and her wrestling is improving. She's 5'5". She's wide. She likes to box. She likes to use her kickboxing, but she did understand, like, she had to get with a team like Uriah Faber to understand grappling and wrestling, and it has changed her. It has changed her. I mean, yeah, she got taken down by Weili, but Weili bigger and stronger than Tabitha Ricci, so it's really hard for me to say Tabitha Ricci is going to go in here and maul and crush Yan Xiaonan like that. Even with Carla, she's such a better technical wrestler than Ricci. She can take you down in the way she lays on you. She might look tiny. We talk about her being an atom weight, but look how she gets full control on these girls. They can't get off their back. Just ask Tisha, ask them. They can't get off their back when Carla's on them, So I think Carla, that's different, but I think, even at 35, Yan can still go in here and keep this thing standing, just stuff them takedowns and box Ricci. So it's a fight where Ricci, man, is going to learn. And if she wins, good on her. Because this is a fight, I believe, out of the other ones, like, she just can't edge it out, man. Like, I believe she's going to have to really dig deep and do something different that's going to make us say, wow, like, Ricci is that powerful, or, oh wow, her ground game is that good. I think it's going to be hard for her to win like a stand-up decision here. Like, do y'all think Ricci's stand-up game is enough to beat Yan Xiaonan's stand-up game on the scorecards? Let me ask y'all that. Do y'all think her stand-up game, Ricci, is it enough to beat Yan on the feet? All right, BJ said no. Nope. G-Frame, what's up? G-Frame said, I see Ricci getting dropped. Marcus said, nah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I know she was able to throw hands with G-Rob, but even then, G-Rob busted her mouth up. Loopy did. And then you got to look at the even the Tisha Torres fight. That was kind of close, but Yan Xiaonan, she's looking so much more like sharper on the feet. You know what I mean? Like, she just looks, she looks for those openings. She's fast like that. She looks for the openings and fights off the back foot. So I'm asking these questions because it's like, I know some people think, okay, the judge is going to favor Ricci because, okay, this is the girl we trying to push. She looks good and all of that to us. So, she might be able to edge her out here. But what if she don't have that stand-up game? What if she can't keep up? Her whole game is going to have to be to get her to the ground. We just said Jillian put them little punches on Ricci. Yeah, so if Ricci can't get Yan to the ground, doesn't really have that strength to put her on her back. Like, does she have like any other way to win? And I don't, like I said, I just don't think she's as strong. I just don't think she's as strong as Weili, like to get her down. And if Weili got dropped, what, 4 or 5 times, you know, Jan might be, Jan might be able to put Tabitha down like that. I mean, Loopy caught her a couple of times. Loopy's a little bit more stationary with hers too. Loopy's a little bit more flat-footed at times when she's boxing. She has good timing. So I'm looking at Jan, who's a kickboxer here. Like, Jan should be able to do pretty well when it comes to throwing the right hand down the pipe and backing her up. But we'll see. Jan's been taken down a few times in her career now. Let me see who took Jan on down. Mackenzie Dern struggled. Mackenzie Dern has struggled to take her down, right? Of course, Carla took her down and kept her down. Claudia Gadelha took her down. That was like 4 years ago. Claudia Gadelha took her down, but Claudia Gadelha, she lost to her too, So Jan's got a lot of experience under her belt, man. She got a lot of experience with bigger, stronger grapplers here. Claudia Andrade, she knocked down one round. That Weili fight is a learning experience for her. And again, man, dropping Weili like 4 or 5 times. I know I'm exaggerating, but still. What's up, Lolita? Yeah, I don't know. I think people want to see Tabitha Ricci win, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest. Tabitha Ricci, there's potential there. There's a lot of potential there, but I don't think Jan's time is over yet, man. I just don't think her time is over yet, man. I think Tabitha Ricci, she's still got a little growing to do, but I still think Jan Jana has some unfinished business. Like, whether Jan gets another title shot, whether she gets another title shot, I don't know. But I still think that she still got some growing to do, and she still likes to fight. So that's going to keep her around. I'm ready for this one, though. It's going to be an interesting fight, though. This is going to be, let me see, November 23rd. Yeah, this is going to be a good fight, though, because I'm surprised a lot of people are torn on this one, man. There's a lot of people thinking Ricci's going to come in here and do some work. And if she does, man, okay, fine. Fine. All right, man. But yeah, overall, man, like, those are some of the fights that are coming up off the top. I know some of these. BJ wants to see this fight bad. I know BJ wants to see this fight. BJ wants to see Jessica Penney and Elise Reed this bad. And he wants to see this Melissa Martinez, Alice Ardeline fight. Yeah, I know you like it, BJ. I know you want to see that fight. I know you want to see both of those fights more than anything, but I already talked about it. I have nothing else to say about it. All right. So I'm looking at the strawweight division. I'm looking at some of these girls. I was just like flipping through some pictures here, and I'm just kind of wondering where the division's going to go from here. I honestly have to say, I think that I still think it's in a better position than bantamweight. I do. Like, bantamweight is okay. Bantamweight is okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I know, look, we all saying that because there's 1 or 2 fighters here and there. I mean, okay, we got Kayla here. Pena just won the belt for a second time. So we've been talking about her a lot. But, we still don't have that midsection. We still don't have like a good midsection to bantamweight. I like Cavalcanti. I do like Jacqueline Cavalcanti. All right, I like Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Norma, I like Norma. About a handful of fighters, though. It's a handful of fighters, I can pick when it comes to bantamweight. But strawweight looks good. Strawweight does look good compared to bantamweight. It's not like flyweight. But there are some fighters here that's promising. Yeah, because they got to show us. They got to show us. They got to show us. They got to show us, man, because, hey, I done came up with we done came up with 2 triple threats, man. We done came up with 2 triple threats at flyweight. I still ain't came up with triple threat at bantamweight. I ain't came up with not a strawweight triple threat. Not enough. I mean, That's the thing, BJ. There's enough as far as numbers, but when it comes to well-rounded skills or like threat level skills, there's just not enough. Like I looked at Yasmin Halrigi, I was like, okay, I like her, but something told me I can't put her in like a threat list yet. And then I was looking at, what is her name? The girl that beat her, Denise Gomes. And then Angela Hill beats her. Then Loopy, Angela Hill beats her. Emily Ducote, Angela Hill beats her. So it's like Angela Hill is destroying everything, man. Angela Hill is destroying all my plans here. So I'm like, Angela Hill going somewhere. But no, but that's how it goes sometimes, man. Like you want to see these fighters in there with the better fighters, and if they're not winning, okay. Sam Hughes, I think she's doing a good job as far as growing. I think she's doing a good job as far as growing as a fighter. She's hanging in there and she's evolving. She got a better team behind her, and she's putting it. Even like with Sam, like her losses haven't been crushing, man. Like there's a few of them you can argue that she's won, but yeah, like those fights shouldn't have gone that other way to me. But they're learning. They're learning. That's the thing that happens. Jacqueline Amram, same thing with her. I knew Jacqueline Amram wasn't winning when she first came in. I was like, Jacqueline Amram, she's gonna be that ultimate textbook of somebody that has finished everybody in the first round. And when they fight somebody who can fight more than when she fights a real 3-round fighter, she's gonna have trouble. Good evening, Ernest. There was a reason and substance behind our flyweight triple threats. Yeah, most definitely. There most definitely. Because when I saw BJ, when I saw Manon and when I saw Aaron, you remember me. You remember when I was preaching about Aaron now. You know me, BJ. You remember back when I was preaching about Aaron. What was I saying? You got to watch her. Remember that? Like 3 or 4 years ago. Remember I kept telling you, I kept saying, you got to watch Aaron. I was like, Aaron going to be up there. Remember I kept saying that? Aaron going to be ranked one day. Then when I saw Manon, what did I say? I said, oh, yeah, Manon. I was like, hey, watch this. This girl going to be beating some people. And then what, Tyler Santos? I said, Tyler, she going to be fighting Valentina one day. And then you, BJ, you put your faith in Grasso. Remember? You put your faith in Grasso and boom, right? She gets the belt. I was never really skeptic about Aaron. Yeah, I did have Maverick. Those were my 4. But I was never skeptic about Aaron. I already had Aaron. I didn't even pick in that Aaron and Maverick fight. So don't even try that. Aaron's always been on my list. I told you I've been watching Aaron before you, man. So yeah. But yeah, Grasso, that was the one. So when she came into the division, you could see something with her too, man. It was like, okay, Grasso is looking serious. She's filling out. She looked muscular. So she looks like she really wants to be in this division. So all of them fighters, man, they all brought something to the table. And whether you like them or not, like I said, you ain't got to be a big fan of them, but you can say, okay, Valentina might have her work cut out. That's how I saw it. Oh, Paul said, I missed you. You missed my bantamweight triple threat. Did I? Oh, did you just post it? Oh, what is it? B just said I had Grasso, Manon, O'Neal, and Montana. Yeah, tell me your bantamweight triple threat. I don't have one. I'm gonna be real. I don't have one. Zama said before me. Are you sure? Yeah, it was probably before you because I wasn't even on here yet. And I was already watching her. Before I even had a channel, I already seen who Aaron Blanchfield was. Yeah. Norma, and Norma. Perfect. I don't think I need to scroll up. I got it. Norma Dumont. Norma, Dumont and Norma Dumont. Got you. But yeah, strawweight to me, I don't think it has really like. I just don't think it has like the flyweight experience there. You know, some of these girls, I just don't think that they have been tested. Sometimes I think it comes down to premature signing. Sometimes I think that that premature signing is when they kind of looking at looks and things like that. Like Shauna Bannon, Shauna Bannon, like again, no disrespect, but I'm just saying, like Shauna Bannon, you know what she be doing. Like Shauna Bannon, she be posting a lot of you know what I mean, right? Shauna Bannon, she be posting a lot of backside pictures and things like that. So that's kind of maybe something to bring in the casual fans. You know, she likes to post that type of stuff up. Now, you know, she fights, but I really don't see like a huge threat in somebody like Shauna Bannon. You know, let me just kind of go. I'm gonna go from right to left here since I looked at Shauna Bannon first. You know, Shauna, she got signed. I thought she was one that, you know, could have fought Invicta for a little while. I wanted to see her fight for Tima Kline. I actually wanted to see Shauna Bannon fight for Tima Kline, man. I wanted to see that fight happen for the Invicta FC belt. Did it happen? No. Um, Stephanie Luciano, you know, she just got signed from the Contender Series. Who was the girl she fought? Talita Allen Carr? Yeah. That name is hard to remember, man. I don't know how I remembered it this time. Stephanie Luciano, still need to see a little bit more from her. You know, she's kind of an action fighter. You know, she comes in there throwing a lot of flying knees, long, lanky. Let's see how it holds up against somebody that can grapple. You know, Amarim, I think Amarim has potential now. You know, looking at how she's kind of been developing her stand-up game. You know, those long arms. Her jiu-jitsu game is solid. I can't remember who that was. They said they want to see Amarim and Jillian on the mat. That would be interesting. I mean, who's going to force who in the striking match? Like, who's going to force Aaron? If Aaron and Jacqueline fought, who's gonna push more of a striking match? That's the question. You know, I believe her jiu-jitsu is, you know, it's still her best weapon. She's dangerous. There's just still that question about how her cardio is, you know, how it's going to hold up against the better fighters. Josephine Knudsen, you know, I think she's a good fighter. I think she's a smart fighter. I think the one thing with her is that some people are complaining that she's not getting finishes. You know, she's not going in there to get the finish. But, you know, Knudsen's a smart fighter. You know, she's a smart fighter. I think that she has the skill set to get better. She's smart. And that's why I like a smart fighter. Like, some people, they get mad, well, I ain't getting a knockout. I remember DC was kind of complaining. You know, DC was complaining because she didn't go ahead and knock a girl out, which, okay, if the finish is in there, you can't don't push it. But if it is there, you get it, you know. And there was a few times Josephine Knudsen had to finish there. There was a few times that the finish was there, but I was just like, okay, if she can't get it, just go, you know, go ahead and get the fight on points. But I think as she grows, you'll see a different level from her. I think she just kind of needs to work on her grappling skills. I think she has good takedown defense. Knudsen, I think she'll get ranked. I think she'll get ranked probably next year, maybe top 15. I'm not going to be stingy and say top 10 yet, but I think she'll get into the top 15 next year. Josephine Knudsen will. It all depends on her fight against Pierre Rodriguez, too. Pierre Rodriguez, let me see. Josephine Knudsen, when did she? Let's see. Josephine Knudsen. Yeah, she's another fighter. Got a fight coming up December, right? Yeah, December 14th. This will be her third fight in the UFC. So I don't think she gets ranked off of a fight or a win over Pierre Rodriguez. Maybe it'll give her a ranked opponent. Maybe if she beats Pierre Rodriguez, she'll get the fight. Do I gotta say it? Angela Hill. and that'll be her test. If Josephine Newsom gets in there with Angela Hill, I'm gonna be like, oh boy, here we go again. I'm gonna be like, oh boy, here we go again, man. About to get some dreams crushed again. No, but hopefully, man, I do. I want to see Angela Hill do it. Not Angela Hill. I want to see Josephine Newsom do her thing in that fight. I do want to see her become a threat at some point. Yeah, Shauna Bannon. Yeah, Lolita. Shauna Bannon, I can't really say full on UFC material. Like a lot of wild kicks, a lot of wild stuff in there. I wasn't really oh man, I was like the way her and Bruna Brazil were fighting that night, it was almost like, yeah, Invicta or a lower level fight. I didn't really see like either one of them doing big things in there. It was just like a lot of brawling. So I know she's friends with Molly McCann. Maybe Molly, like I said, needs to kind of tighten her up on her boxing. Like Shauna Bannon need to work with Molly on her pure boxing to kind of get her to be more disciplined. But yeah, I needed to see her do something better in like Invicta. Sam Hughes, I think she's a fighter that could get ranked in top 15. I think she's getting better here. She just got a win over that fighter Victoria Dudakova. I think that her patience, her wrestling is getting better. I can definitely see she's a 3-round fighter. Gone the distance about all her fights, except the ones where she got the finish over Elise Reed. The quick finish to Tisha Torres, where she had to stop because of an eye injury. But the majority of Sam Hughes' fights, they all go on the distance. It shows you that, yes, she has the cardio. She has that type of endurance to wrestle and push a fight. So I think for Sam Hughes to get ranked, she's got to be first all the time. She's got to be first in taking the lead in these fights. I know against somebody like Haurigi, she was in there with somebody faster, much more quicker with the combinations of faster striker. But again, like I think that just comes down to her not getting into an early rhythm in a fight. Trying to lead, dictate the pace. Because if you got the cardio, I believe she's a fighter that can up her volume and pressure in fights. And if she's pulling the trigger first, and she's got more experience, she should be able to be a lot more effective than some of these other unranked fighters and eventually get up there and outstrength and outlast some of these veterans. Like maybe eventually when she fights somebody like Angela Hill, again, Angela Hill is that test. If they call up Sam to fight Angela Hill, let's see. She's fought Elise Reed, Pierre Rodriguez, Jacqueline Amram, Yasmin Haurigi, and Victoria Dudakova. She's 3-2 out of those fighters. So maybe if she fights like the loser of this Denise Gomes Carolina fight, or even if she had fought somebody like Carolina, man, like if she had fought somebody like Carolina Kovacevic, that would have been a good fight for her, But yeah, time is ticking on some of these fighters. They got to put it together. I think Sam is getting it in the right time. She made the right change, and hopefully they can make the change over to get ranked. Mark said Bannon's coaches need to let her know those Homer Simpson punches isn't going to cut it. That's all I'm saying, man. Like Molly don't throw shots. Like y'all know that. Look, Molly McCann might get submitted, but y'all know Molly McCann, meatball, throws some nice crisp boxing punches. So why can't she just be, why can't she take her under her wing? They friends and everything. So, work with her, get that boxing sharp, because that striking game right now, it's not going to cut it, man. It is not going to cut it. Let's see. Julia Pelostri. I think Julia Pelostri, that aggressiveness she was showing in her last fight is going to be effective. Just got to see more her ground game looks like. She's a strong puncher, good striker, throwing some heavy knees. I could see her maybe kind of taking on like a Lipsky type of approach. That would be good for her, but still got to get some questions answered. She was a little passive in that Josephine Newsom fight. That just showed Josephine Newsom, her stand-up game is a little bit better, right? But Very aggressive in that fight, Julia Pelostri. Let's see if she can do that to, some of these bigger girls, grapplers. Bruna Brazil, Bruna Brazil's another one I was a little high on. Got finished quick in that Denise Gomes fight. She's another long type of karate type of fighter, though, that needs to, I think, use her length to more to her advantage, man. Like her striking and so on. Yeah. Angela Hill still ranked. Yasmin Lucindo, she's already what, number 6 right now. Let me see what this rankings look like. Number 8. My bad, that other part's covered up. Yeah, number 8. Yeah, Yasmin Lucindo is number 8 right now. So I think she's in a good position where she's at to maybe fight like the loser or winner of Dern Ebos. That rematch is coming up. But yeah, Fatima Kline, she came in, showed her dog in the Jasmine fight. I'm waiting to see, her UFC debut, her real UFC debut at 115, though. I know she's a double champ for Cage Fury, but this is a different world here in the UFC. But I think she definitely has the skills when it comes down to mixing it up, the striking. She's got the jiu-jitsu. She's got height and reach. She's a big strawweight, 5'6", good size to her. So, I think Fatima Kline has the ability to put together a good string of wins and get ranked. I think she can do it. She's got a good chin. I think she's physically strong and not stingy with the punches, not stingy with the strikes, overall. So I think with her size and her reach, her having her ground game too, she'll be a dangerous fighter for anybody, so she might be one to go in and beat the test like a Carolina when she's got to come in, or Angela Hill. Angela Hill is just that testing gauge now. You know what I mean? Like she's that one holding that spot that you got to get past. So I'm gonna be mentioning Angela Hill just about against all these prospects. Ebos and Dern, man. What do y'all think about this Ebos and Dern fight? I'm actually a little nervous for Ebos here, man. Like things have changed, man. Times have changed. Like, do y'all think Ebos and Dern, do you think Dern has the ability to win this fight and maybe even do it by a more dominant in more dominant fashion than Ebos had beat her? Like, has Dern changed, or has Dern evolved enough to beat Amanda Ebos? Or has Amanda Ebos fell off any? I don't really think Amanda Ebos has like lost much. I think she spent a lot of time at 125 though, taking on some hard hitters up there. Rose, Macy, that was a rough fight. But she did come back and get a good finish over Lana Pinheiro. That was a good win for her. But now, I wonder if her mind is really focused. Like, is her mind really going to be focused on 115? I think at 115, chin a little shaky. It is a little shaky. But she did have enough skills, a good jab against Dern in that fight, and her ground game. Like, Ebos isn't going to go in there and get submitted easy against Dern like that. Dern hasn't really submitted like a high level of fighters, so I can still see Ebos winning this fight, but still, man, Dern, if she tightens up on her punches, she tightens up on her right hand, which she has over the past few years since they first fought, how will it go? Will she be able to rock Ebos, put her down? I don't know. Mark said the striking part of it will be interesting for Dern against Ebos, but when it comes to grappling, I think Ebos will edge that out. Yeah, I think so too, man. I still think Ebos, her IQ on the ground is still going to be solid enough to slow Dern down in any manner, whether it's on her back or on top. I don't think she'll get submitted like that. As long as she's not doing any head tosses in there, I think she'll be fine. But yeah, the striking aspect where if Dern is a little bit more patient, if she throws her punches a little bit more controlled, she can make it interesting there. I still kind of lean towards Ebos though. That fight's in December too, right? Hold on, let me check the date here. Hold on. A date. Let me see. Yeah, December 14th. December 14th. And hold on. December 14th. That's the same Pierre Rodriguez and Josephine Newts. And then Tracy Cortez and Miranda Maverick. Okay, that's a good card. Ebos and Dern. I guess Ebos and Dern is the main event. And okay. Ooh, it's going to be a 5-round fight too. Interesting. That's a 5-round fight. I talked about Jillian. Yasmin Haurigi, her last fight against the girl next to Ketlin Souza. I think Haurigi, man, really needs to work on her defense. I think she really needs to work on, not getting pulled into like a firefight in that entertaining style. Maybe even focus more on, her wrestling. Be a wrestler at times, or like I said, just before, just try to focus more, being more of a distance striker, like Joanna was, and take her time, just fight behind a piston jab. She's fast. She's got fast hands and fast feet. So there's really no need for her to be in there brawling like that or being in close where she gets hit with the shots that she's been getting hit with. She needs to, focus on the long kickboxing type of fight, using just good lateral movement and good leg kicks. Just stop trying to trade. Stop trying to step in the pocket and be in there too long, throwing 1, 2, 3s and hooking with people. Last couple fighters she fought like that. Now Souza, heavy hands. Denise Gomes, heavy hands. So she shouldn't really been in there like that. They got to look at who they're fighting. So that's an IQ thing too. Choices made. Ketlin Souza, she got a good finish. We'll see what's up with her. I think her brawling style is solid for where she's at. She turned some nice punches over though. I mean, the way she turned that punch over on Haurigi, that thing was both knuckles in their face like that. I mean, she was punching through her head like that, So Ketlin Souza's got a good, I think she has a good right hand. And the way she turns her punches over, that'll be effective. But we got to see it against better opponents. Just got to see her, go up against better fighters as 2025 approaches. But yeah, man, just looking at these fighters overall, and we look at the rankings, we already know who's been there. Like Tisha, I don't know if Tisha will ever get back to like top 10 or top 5 at this point. With these bigger, stronger grapplers. I think Jillian Robertson might get to top 10. Let me see. Pinheiro. If Pinheiro loses third time, she could get cut. I think Angela Hill is where she's going to be. Lupi's another one, man, with IQ issues, man. Like, I think she'll teeter in and out of 10 and 11 or 10 and 15. But getting the top 5 is going to be hard for Lupi now. I thought differently a year or so ago. I thought Lupi probably would have got to maybe top 10 or even like title shot. But as skills start to really get exposed out there, man, Tabitha Ricci, yeah, when she's fighting Jana Marina. I know that's one I want to kind of just talk about here a little bit. Marina, man, I don't know, man. She could be in that same position. Like, if she gets another loss, she could get cut. I think Marina's a fighter. They just have to kind of put her in there with somebody that the style kind of matches up with her, and it makes her look good on the feet at this point. Because every time she fights somebody that takes her down, it just takes a whole different turn. And then you're like, oh boy, here we go again. I'm tired of seeing that Marina too, man. I just want to see Marina stop a couple of takedowns. Stuff some takedowns. Just stuff some takedowns, please, man. Her Ernest said, "Who do you think Pinheiro? Who do you think will win, Pinheiro or Robertson?" I gotta lean towards Jillian Robertson in that fight, man. Who else is listed here? I know under my camera there is Dern and Dern Ebos, and Lemos. Lemos, we're still trying to figure out what's gonna happen with her. Lemos working on her wrestling. I didn't see her working on her wrestling now. She's been training, but will she ever get the title shot again? I don't know. She could hang out in the top 5, top 10 for a while. She's still got enough skills to do that. But eventually, man, even like a Fatima Kline, I think a well-rounded, ready Fatima Kline, that type of fighter would be trouble for Amanda Lemos. As time goes on, if she's still around. Andrade at number 4, I don't even know how long she's gonna hang around. Verna at 3, her and Suarez. That'll give us our deciding title. Person that decide next fighter deserves a title shot. And then Yan Janan, we'll see, man. If she loses that spot to Ricci, man. Josh said, bring back Joanna. Oh, no, man. Can't do that, man. Joanna's seen better days, man. Don't want Joanna to get hurt, man. But, yeah, Kline, I'd say Kline is one that I think has a potential to get ranked in like a year or so. Getting that title shot in the UFC, possible. I want to see Fatima Kline get up there, man. I want to see Fatima Kline, become a fighter. I could say, yeah, she's gonna get that title shot. Like if I could make a triple threat, I would love to put her in there, but we still haven't seen her, man. We still haven't got a chance to see her fight yet, man. I'm ready to see her come back. I was hoping they would schedule her to fight in December. I know she's training with Aaron for this Rose fight. Hopefully they give her a fight in December. Look, I want to say she's in a triple threat, but not yet, man. Not yet. You say Fatima will be a contender in your opinion? Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, man. I like her style of fighting. And somebody that big and that long for this division should be able to use it. And I want to see somebody that powerful and that understands that they need a well-rounded game to get this far, makes it. Like she's not just a striker, she's just not like a grappler. She's just not into jiu-jitsu. She understands now that she needs to work on everything, and I'm seeing a little bit of growth in everything there. So I want to see her put together like a good string of wins here at 115. Yeah, Jillian, like I said, Jillian's got potential to get ranked top 10. I see maybe top 7. I think somebody asked me that once, maybe top 7. I'm gonna just be safe right now, top 10. Angela Hill, she's got potential to crush a few more dreams, I think. But had she won that last fight against Ricci, I think she might have got closer to a title shot, most definitely. Man, look, if Tabitha Ricci, if she would have won that Tabitha Ricci fight, she probably would have got that rematch with Yan Janan. Because you see how Yan is fighting Ricci, she probably would have got that rematch. Now with Angela Hill won, I don't know, but that's out the door now. So yeah, let's see if Jillian can win her fight against Luana. Lemos just posted 55 picks. Dang. All wrestling picks and all fight picks and stuff. That's hey. Maybe she got a fight coming up. Jillian makes top 5 to 7. Yeah, I think she'll get to 7. For me, I think 7 is doable. Now, if Andrade or Marina fall further down from inactivity or another loss, I think that'll definitely elevate her to 6 or 5. So when chess starts getting played and the right opponents are getting matched up and so gets out, so-and-so is retired, so-and-so is inactive. Yeah, I think she could get to 6 or 5 that way too. But there's no reason for Jillian not to. Like, I'm being harder on Jillian here, not just to bug you, BJ, but when I see her making this move down and like her physique and what she's learned, the bad mistakes that she's made in the past and the good things that she's doing, like there's no reason for her not to crack top 10 here. There's no reason for her not to crack top 10, even 7, even to get to 7. Like there's no reason for that. I think she's got size. There's no reason, like even like her striking, like even like her body type, like there should be no reason for her not to be able to be a little bit more elusive and even stronger than some girls. She made this move down and like she's been making weight. Like she hadn't been looking bad either. Like that's another plus she's got going for. Like Jillian is not passing out on the scales. Jillian does not look skeletal. Jillian does not look bad at 115. Like she's found her home here. So if she does not get higher ranked here, there's only one. Well, there's always one person to blame, and that's you. But she's gonna be the only one to blame. She's gonna be the only one to blame. That's why I'm being harder on her than some of the other girls. I got reason to, because I've watched seeing her fight, but I see the progress here. No, that's not leading to a triple threat, but I think sometime next year. Josephine Knutson will be ranked. Fatima Kline will be ranked, maybe closer by the end of next year. I think Jillian will probably be ranked top 10 sometime next year. That's the only prediction I can make right now. I think Jillian might crack top 10 by some point next year. Yeah. And I'm just making a wild guess there. Ketlin Souza. I think Ketlin Souza might get into the top 15. I think she might. Yeah. I think Lucindo's next fight is going to be pretty hard for her. Not saying she's going to lose, but I'm just saying her next fight is going to look like a hard performance. She's going to have to earn that after what I've seen the last fight. Yeah, it's not going to be any walkthroughs here. Jan and Ricci, I still got to go with Jan for right now. I'm going to go with her to the end. Lemos has been working on her ground game. Did you know I look like an older Amanda Lemos? Really, I do. She bent, man, like her ground game, like she's always had like some decent jiu-jitsu, but yeah, like her wrestling, man, like had she known, like, come on, Lemos, you were fighting Weili. You should have known. You should have known your wrestling needed to be worked on before that fight. You know what I mean? Like her ground game should have been takedown defense at least. Y'all going in there with Weili, man. So it's like that ground game should have been on point. Mark said, I'm being harder on Jillian due to the pattern. With every 2 wins, there's a loss. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, she hasn't had that in this division, too. So this is the first time, she's gone on a nice little win, win pattern here. And even with like I said, the Ricci fight, it wasn't awful. Lemos Kong will be a good fight. You know what? Lemos might move up to 125 at some point. She might move up to 125 at some point. Yeah, like Marcus was saying, Josh, that's kind of like continuing pattern with some fighters, though. They'll go win, loss, like Roxy used to do. Roxy will do it. Sometimes Montana would do it. I mean, Andrea Lee, though, there ain't no pattern with her right now. It's just all red right now. Yeah, I think Lemos versus Jan, that would have been a good fight. I would have went on and did Weili Suarez, get that out of the way. And did Jan and Lemos. And Verna and Andrade or something. Because, yeah, I think Suarez need that title shot at this point, man. Not that I'm saying this fight's coming up, is bad, but it just seemed like they teased us, man. They teased us. But yeah, I'm about to get up off here, y'all. Good show, good show. Been on here about a little over an hour. But yeah, what do y'all think, man? Like, if y'all missed the show, put in the comments. Who do y'all see breaking these rankings at some point? Who do y'all see getting a title shot? But yeah, hit that like and subscribe, y'all. I'm about to get up off of here and give me some food. About to fix me some burgers here, some homemade burgers, of course. Got some good grass-fed beef too. Good grass-fed beef. So I'm gonna hook these things up. But I'll catch y'all whenever. Saturday. Catch y'all Saturday. Yep, you're welcome, Ryan. I'll catch y'all. Yeah. Pacheco Cyborg is at 4 p.m. It's at 4 p.m. Same time as the UFC card. So I'll probably be back and forth on it. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.